What's up, guys? So today we're going to be talking about spending habits in the US versus Japan. So for those that don't know me, my name is Mark and I am an American currently living and working in Tokyo. So let's get right into it. What are the biggest spending differences between the Japanese people and the American people? And obviously I'm making some sweeping generalizations here. So obviously not everyone is like this. This is just some of the more common themes that I've experienced. So probably the biggest difference that I've noticed is that people use a lot more cash in Japan than they do in the United States. When I was in America, I remember I used to live in California, so I used to drive across this bridge all the time. It was the San Mateo Hayward Bridge. It was going from the East Bay in Silicon Valley into Silicon Valley, and you had to pay a toll to use that bridge. I think it was maybe $5, and I remember all I had was a $100 bill at the time. So I went to the bridge and I showed, and he was like, hey, $5. And I was like, all right, here you go, here's $100. And then the guy, he looked at me like I was a terrorist. He went outside of his little toll booth ticket thing, took multiple pictures of my car and of me. So he took a picture of the front of the license plate, used that little marker thing to tell if the bill was counterfeit, and then after he was really convinced I wasn't trying to scam him, eventually would give me change for my $100 bill. Contrast that with Japan. Yesterday I went to a convenience store and I think I bought a pack of gum and all I had was Ichiman-en, which is $100. About the equivalent of $100. Curious pro tip, the way I like to think about it is you're just removing 2 zeros from the end of it. So this is 10,000 yen right here. It's like I have $100, and that works for converting money between the US and Japan. You would just remove 2 zeros towards the end of it, and then you have a quick conversion. Because I think right now it's 108 yen per dollar, but it's close enough. It's about 100 to 1. So basically think about you're counting in pennies. So yeah, it's really not a big deal to have hundreds of dollars with you when you're around Japan, and people won't look at you twice for spending $100 for a very, very small purchase. Also, the coins in Japan are worth way more. So I'm not sure exactly what coins I have with me, but this right here is a 100 yen coin, which is worth about $1. And the coins go up to $5. So if you go to Japan, I recommend getting a wallet kind of like this, where it will open up and you can keep your coins in it. In the United States, I didn't even care. All the coins were pretty much worthless, but in Japan, your change is actually worth quite a bit. Like, I've had it many times where I'll have almost $20, $30 just worth of change in my wallet, but that would never happen in the United States. In the United States, I just lose it and then eventually, or just like throw it in a jar. Even though Japan is very cash-based, I wouldn't say that everybody uses only cash. A really common thing to do is to use your Suica card for purchases. So this is my Suica card right here, and it is used for getting on the train, and I would just tap it and it would deduct it from my total balance. When I fill my balance, I can use it for other purchases in addition to trains. So I can use it at some restaurants and convenience stores pretty much as a credit card. But a lot of people like it because they can use it just for everything. Also, you could just put it on your phone and you can tap your phone onto the train gates and you can go that way and also pay for restaurants and stuff. And I know you can do that at a lot of places in the United States too, where you can put your credit card on your phone, maybe Apple Pay or Android Pay, I think it is. But Japan is funny because they have a bunch of people who only use cash, and then they have people who use their phone for everything. So you definitely have both extremes. Another big difference that I've noticed is how packages are delivered, at least in Tokyo versus where I was growing up in Ohio or when I lived in California. In Japan, you almost always have to be around to receive your package. They will normally leave a little slip at your door saying, hey, you weren't around to pick up your package, we'll try again tomorrow. And then in Japan, the post office or the delivery company, they will repeatedly come to your house like every day until you're around to give you your package. So I remember, I think I ordered some shoes, and they had come to my house like 5 times until they were ready to, I was around to receive the package. But in the United States, I feel like they would never do that. They would just leave the package at your house. And maybe it's different in major cities because I'm living in Tokyo, and Tokyo is a big city where there isn't a whole lot of places to leave the package. Whereas in the United States, a lot of people I know would live in houses. So maybe if you're in New York or San Francisco or Chicago, that the situation would be different. But at least in Tokyo versus where I was in the United States, it's completely different, which actually makes ordering online a lot more inconvenient because you have to make sure that you're home in order to receive the package. And I know some of the newer apartments, they have drop boxes where you can just leave the package in there. But since Tokyo has a lot of older buildings, you won't really see a lot of apartments with drop boxes. Only the newer ones will have it. And I've been living at older buildings while I've been here, so they've definitely not had any drop boxes for Amazon. Okay, another difference that I've noticed is with banking. I've noticed that in Japan, when you use a credit card, the bill pay is almost always automatic. Whereas in the United States, you have to set that up. So when I was in the US, I would go on maybe once a week or once every couple weeks, and I would pay all my credit card bills. But in Japan, I don't have to worry about it. They just automatically set me up for bill pay, which I think is nice, I guess. But honestly, I kind of prefer to be able to log in and check my credit card statement to make sure that there isn't any funny business going on. But in Japan, I don't really like that they just automatically deduct it because I'm worried that the bank is going to make a mistake. I'm a programmer and I make mistakes, and the banks just run their code off of computers, and there's probably mistakes on there, so I want to just double check to make sure that I can trust all the purchases. But honestly, I guess it is a nice convenience, so I don't mind it too much. Alright, that's all I have. If you like videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button for more. Also, I have a whole series where I'm comparing and contrasting the US versus Japan. So check the links in the description, and I'll show you some more videos where I tell you about the differences. Alright, thanks for watching.